We're 1 month into the new year, and many people may have forgotten about their New Year's resolutions by now. But creating goals for your finances is something you should be thinking about all year long. Now, we're joined by Boaz, and I apologize. Please pronounce your last name.
Lahovitsky. Thank you, James, and good morning.
Thank you. You're head of JP Morgan Personal Advisors. You're here to talk about why it's never too late to set goals, how a plan can help you stay on track, and why investing should be an important part of your plan. Many people make resolutions at the beginning of the year to eat healthier, exercise more often. Yes. Some make goals for their finances too. Why is it so important to do this?
Yeah, and again, good morning. Thank you for having me. You know, financial health is such an important part of your overall well-being. So, James, you mentioned New Year's resolution. You're going to have discipline with food, with exercise. Why not have discipline with your personal finances? Because we know this. Let's say you want to buy a car in 3 years or down payment on a house. You think you're not going to have enough money for retirement. What does that do? It creates stress. It affects our mental health. So if you have what we call a good financial plan, that really lays out the steps, how much money to invest in what vehicles for how long. And we know that people that have a good financial plan tend to do much better in the long term.
How can people turn their goals into an actionable plan? Can they create one on their own?
You certainly can do things on your own, and even in JP Morgan, you can open a self-directed account. You get access to great tools. One of our tools is called Wealth Plan, and there you can start setting your short-term, mid-term goals, start thinking about your money in pots, not like just one big mesh. But James, for many of us, having a professional help it can be very helpful, right? Lawyers, doctors, they don't always treat or represent themselves. Why should it be any different with finances? And a good financial advisor have the experience, they know clients like you, they can help create a plan that's customized for you. But even if you know what you're doing, they serve as great co-pilots to help you keep you on track, make sure you are accountable. That's a key part. And sometimes make sure you don't make common mistakes. And we're great believers in that. And you can get in touch with us very quickly, remotely on one of our branches to get going.
Okay, let's say I'm working with a financial advisor and I have a great plan. We all know life can change very quickly. Can I incorporate these changes into my plan?
Yes, in fact, the only constant in life is change. You can bet that your plan is going to change because markets, they move up or down quicker than we think in the short term sometimes, and your life changes, right? You may decide you get married earlier, you may decide to have another kid. Very important to check on your plan. It's a living plan on a regular basis. If you have an advisor, with places like us, we will check up with you anyway to make sure you're still on track. But the key thing, James, is not to wait for life to happen. You can plan in advance for that. We have things like scenario analysis or goal simulations where you can look at what happens if markets go like this or that, what happens if I have another kid, and see how that affects your plan and what steps you will need to take in advance if that happens. So very important to keep that and keep revisiting your plan on a regular basis.
Now, I often hear people saying you need a lot of money to invest. The question is true, and what's the minimum?
Yeah, we hear that a lot. And sometimes people are afraid to get going or speak to an advisor because they think they're not worthy. But that's just not true. There's no better time to start investing than the present. If you start by yourself, and then you can have a lot of research and tools to help you, you can start with a few $100, right? That's that you can do. And with the financial advisors, our minimums tend to be very low. But the important part is not how much you start to invest, but that you start early. Because the earlier you start, the longer you have your money working for you because of the effects of compounding. And so that is the key thing. And if you have that discipline, then once in a while, once a year, remember to make some recurring contributions into that account really increases your chances of success.
All right, last question, Boaz. Where can our viewers go for more information?
Yes, James, ton of information on www.jpmorganwealthmanagement.com. And if you happen to be doing business with Chase or JP Morgan, right there on the mobile app, you can start that wealth plan. You can schedule a meeting with one of our financial advisors with the click of a button and speak with them sometimes within hours. So right there to help.
All right, I'm going to give it a shot. I've been speaking with Boaz Lahovitsky. If I'm saying it right, I apologize. Head of JP Morgan Personal Advisors. not only for my viewers, but I really appreciate you coming on the show. Yes, yeah, I haven't sat down and worked on my financial goals, and I know I need to. So thank you again for joining us on Morning Blend.
Well, thank you, James, and you know where to find us.
Definitely.